morning. It is Tuesday, July 2nd. We are 11 days out from Summer Shredding Championship in Houston, Texas, and I'm gonna get my weigh-in here. So let's do this, and then I'll chat with you about where we're at. $169.6. So we've been breaking below 170 now this week. At my lowest weigh-in at 168. We did a refeed yesterday, and that's where I'm at today. So peak week has officially begun. So Alex likes to start peak week about 2 weeks out. So we had the refeed yesterday. We begin some new protocol today that I'm going to take you through. There's a lot of things that we're going to be removing from my diet until the show. There's some things that we're going to be adding, like a lot of water, like some salt packets. So I'll take you through that. But feeling really good about the physique. Check-in with Alex on Sunday before I left Oahu was the best check-in that we've had. Here we are starting week 21 of the prep. Pretty incredible that we've been on this journey together for this long, but I will tell you that slow and steady definitely wins the race. I feel amazing, and trained with a partner yesterday and actually hit a PR on a Penley row, and we're in week 21. So that was a refeed day, so that probably had something to do with it, but I'm just feeling really strong. I'm not having a lot of hunger cravings. I did wake up really hungry this morning, so I will be having my first meal before cardio. But let's jump into the kitchen. I'm gonna grab a little bit of coffee, and I can walk you through some of the changes in the protocol for peak week. All right, so I'll walk you through some of the changes that we're going to be going through now that we're heading into peak week. So one of the first things that Coach Alex wants to do is reduce the variables. So that involves no artificial sweeteners. So now there's no sugar of any kind, no Splenda, no erythritol. We're moving away from all the energy drinks. Not that I drank a lot of those, but I did drink a lot of sugar-free drinks. I would drink those ice drinks. I was having a couple diet sodas to and from Oahu on the plane. I love having a little diet Dr. Pepper when I'm on the airplane, when I'm flying American. And now there's no sauces or seasonings. Now, I'm not a big sauce guy, so I wasn't really using any sauces, but maybe like a salsa on the eggs. But I was using some seasonings. So I really like to use these Kinder seasonings. So this is a great example of a seasoning. It's the red jalapeno garlic. Now I do use seasonings to where either sugar is really far down on the ingredient list, or like for instance on this one, there is no sugar. So ideally you wanna have seasoning that has no sugar, and you'll be surprised, a lot of the seasonings, actually sugar is the first ingredient. So you wanna avoid that. But now we're moving away from seasoning. So I think at this point it's like salt and maybe some pepper. I'm sure that's probably not a problem. But salt is gonna be a key thing, but I'll get into that in a minute. No more whey protein, no more pre-workout. Now, I think we have a little bit of whey protein still in the beginning of the peak week, but as we start moving closer to the contest, removing anything that's not whole foods. Even the aminos, so I have aminos that have a little bit of Splenda in it. Now I need to move away from those amino acids that have any kind of artificial sweetener. So looking at the ones that are more in pill form for the rest of the prep. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. And then water intake. So now this is something we're adding in. So obviously we're gonna be playing with some water manipulation with sodium and with water. So now it is 2 gallons of water per day. So I find just getting these Kirkland 1 gallon and just kind of carrying these throughout the day doesn't look cool, but it's an easy way to make sure you get your 2 gallons. Or another option, I got this nice gift when I was in Hawaii from my good friend at Island Vintage Coffee. It's 32 ounces. I can drink 8 of these a day, and that will get me to my 2 gallons. So either way, when you're on the move, probably easier here. When you're around your place and you're in controlled environment, probably using water. So daily supplements, still worth the digestive aids, fish oil, creatine, aminos now have to translate over to something that doesn't have any artificial sugars. And then we've got multivitamins as well. And weigh-ins. So weigh-ins are going to increase. So we just did the weigh-in now first thing in the morning fasted. We've been doing that every day of the prep. What we're going to also add now is another weigh-in 2 hours after meal 2. And then we're going to add a third weigh-in 1.5 hours after the 5th meal, the last meal of the day. And so Alex obviously wants to get a better understanding of kind of how my weight changes throughout the day as we add more foods in. And I'm sure that's going to help with the manipulation of macros as we get closer into the contest. Sodium intake. So he wants me taking these, they're called Perfect Sticks iodized salt packets, and he wants 2 of those with every meal. So I'm going to order those on Amazon today. Hopefully they'll be here by tomorrow or Thursday at the latest, and then I can start to add those in. I would imagine just adding some Himalayan sea salt in the meantime is probably going to be the best thing to do. And then meal timing. So now Alex has me on a more fixed meal timing. So meal 1 at 8 a.m., meal 2 at 11 a.m., meal 3 at 2 p.m., meal 4 at 5 p.m., and then the last meal being 8 p.m. So they're much more interspersed throughout the day. I've had a lot of success in the past with this kind of an eating pattern where the calories are spread over the course of eating every 3 hours. And then obviously putting the workouts in between the meals and just really kind of powering some of the strength training. So that's where we're at for right now. So I'm gonna have my first meal. I'm gonna take you through every meal today, and I believe everything is the same for the next few days. But this is day 1 of peak weeks. All right, let's get going here. But first I gotta enjoy this coffee. I'm definitely a little foggy. Coming back from Hawaii with that 3-hour time difference has been a bigger challenge since I was there for a week. So good. So if you'd like, you can take a little screenshot of this. So this is what I just talked about. This is the 2 weeks out protocol. So this is our peak weeks. And after our refeed yesterday, we're going to be getting into the new diet today that I'm going to take you through. But before I do, maybe take a little screenshot. Here's the 6 things that I just outlined in terms of the protocol, reducing the variables, the water intake, daily supplements, the increased weigh-ins, the sodium intake, and now the meal timing. Hope that helps. All right, so just wanted to show you the supplements here while my breakfast is starting to prepare. So I've got 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, a serving of the digestive enzymes, 7 grams of the creatine monohydrate. We have the amino recovery, which I believe is 10 grams, and then the omega-3 fish oil. So I like to buy these supplements from Lifetime. I am out of the multivitamin this morning, so I'm going to order some more multivitamins. And I'm going to be looking into some of the aminos that don't have the splenda into them as well. All right, so meal 1 is a pretty tried and true meal in my meal prep. This is when we started getting into dig days, and breakfast consists of 200 grams of egg whites, 1 whole egg, 50 grams of spinach, 80 grams of mushroom, and 56 grams of chicken that's cooked. So yeah, basically have this right here. And I'm gonna put the macros up from a previous video. If you're wondering how much 200 grams is of egg whites, it's 80% of 1 cup. So 1 cup is 250 grams. So what I do is I take a cup, I take one of these and I fill it up 80% of the way. And that's gonna give you your 200 grams of egg whites. Then 1 whole egg, and you've got your mushrooms and your spinach. I actually pre-sliced the mushrooms before I left on my trip, had them frozen in the freezer, so that was great to have. Spinach was still good, and away we go. So I'll be doing some more meal prep today, and I will bring you back in on meal 2, and then we will do another weigh-in 2 hours after that meal.